everyone. Welcome to the second edition of Hammer Time. I'm Jace Henton, and joining me, ladies, introduce yourselves.
I'm Kendal Munn.
And I'm Ronda.
So, you guys have seen Kendal before. If you've obviously been on the YouTube, you've seen Kendal. She was teaching me how to play volleyball. Okay. Ronda, you have not seen yet. Ronda, this is your debut.
Oh, well.
Now, normally, I would come up with the topics on what we're going to talk about. However, I did not come up with the topics of what we're going to talk about today. The ladies did. Ladies, what are we going to be talking about today?
We're gonna talk about the big R.
The big R.
Yeah. Relationships.
Relationships. So,
but not just like any regular relationship. A relationship in like an athlete's perspective, and then kind of like in the NARP perspective. So two different views of it, I guess.
Okay. So let's just start with the basic information of relationships. What are y'all's current relationships?
I am currently in a relationship.
And so am I.
So I'm not, sadly. I'm just gonna put it out there. I ain't. Okay, we working, but
the ladies, you see him on this. You see him right now. So
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So let's just. What do you guys want to talk about? Kendal, you and I can attest to this. Dating as an athlete, what is that like for you?
Really, honestly, it's about like managing your time, like because you have all these things like and all these commitments you have to do like with your sports, and then it's like kind of by the end of the day you need to like figure out when you're gonna have time, to see your significant other. So like it's mainly just about like managing your time, like making sure like everything is split up evenly, like, and there's gonna be some days where like you're just like, man, like I'm not gonna be able to hang out tonight because like I just can't, there's gonna be times like that. But as long as you have like an understanding partner who like gets what you're going through, like it should be fine.
So do you think in that perspective of things you would rather date another athlete because they are going through that same time, like the time management aspect of things?
Yeah, I'd say I would, just because I feel like if you weren't with somebody who, this is just my perspective too, but if you were with somebody who isn't an athlete and you are, I feel like they're going to become like really dependent, and like, they're going to think that you're not really sharing your time with them. And they're also going to think that like you have no time with them like at all. So like you kind of just need somebody who like understands your point of view.
Now, Rhonda, you are the manager of the volleyball team, I believe?
Yes.
So you have a little bit of this like time management that Kendall's talking about.
Right.
Your current boyfriend's a football player, I believe, here at Highlands?
He's actually like the assistant O-line coach.
Okay, so, but he had been an athlete in the past. So, in the past, you guys dating, how long have you been together?
We've been together for 9 months.
9 months. So, in the past of, when he was in season and off season, whatnot, how was it for you at the time? You weren't, involved in athletics. You were just a normal student. For you being just a normal student, did you understand, there was days he's not going to have time for you or whatever?
So I would say, when I got myself in this situation at first, I was just like, wow, like, a lot of his time goes to football. They have meetings, they have like, they're just always, it's football, like wake up, you think of football. It's you're eating, you're thinking of football, like it's everything football. So to me at first, I was just like, wow, like I didn't really see that I was getting myself into that. And I didn't know what it was like, you know what I mean? Like I had never dated an athlete, so I didn't know, like, okay, they got meetings, they got lifts, they got all this extra stuff, team bonding, everything else. So to me, it was kind of like a new transition. But once I got into like communication is like she was saying, like it's a big deal. You know what I mean? Like communication and just kind of getting to know your partner's schedule was really like the main thing of, like getting, how could I say it? Just like the ideal like time management of theirs to be ideal with mine, or his to be ideal with mine, you know what I mean? So I'd say, just like the, like communication aspect was like a big thing. But other than that, like it was a little transformation for me. But yeah.
So do you feel like, and this goes to both of you guys, do you feel like dating an athlete in high school is easier than dating an athlete that's in college?
Oh yeah,
Because I feel like in high
that
school,
is a completely different thing.
yeah, because high school it's like extracurricular activities.
Right.
That's what your sports are. Your sports are extracurricular,
Mm-hmm.
whereas college, yeah, you still have that title of student athlete, but a lot more of your time during the day
Right.
goes
Yeah.
towards being an athlete than being a student.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know, and
100%.
there's always that argument that it's athlete student, but you know, we don't need to get that argument going.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
right.
guys would say that dating in high school athletes is 10 times easier than college.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. You
Yeah.
know, they don't got the extra meetings. They
Mhm.
don't got to do the team bonding.
Mm-mm.
They don't got to go to lifts. They don't have any of that. You know what I mean? And as soon as you get to college, you know, you have that lifts, meetings, like, you know, everything.
on top of school too, like
Exactly.
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's definitely harder, 100%.
When you look at, you know, just time to talk to each other, how hard is it to, you know, because like, you know, Kendall, for you, your boyfriend's at practice or whatever, or lifts or meetings or whatever it may be, then you're at practice from a certain time. Your practice schedules don't always line up, no?
Yeah. No, they most of the time it's either like he's out of practice and I still have like an hour left in my practice. But I think like for me, like what we normally tend to do is like, you know, obviously like we see each other in the morning and then, you know, we go to our classes, go to lifts, whatever, like everything we need to do, practice, study hall, anything. And then like by like 8 or 9, then we're like, okay, like let's, you know, we'll see each other, we'll hang out for the rest of the night, you know, catch up on our days and stuff like that. And that's kind of just like it's kind of like an unspoken thing we do.
Okay.
But if we do have like any free time or any time like during the day that we would be able to see each other, we definitely take that opportunity to see each other and talk to, like, you know. So like you have to kind of find like a schedule that works for you and just, you know, if as long as both of you guys know that that's what you're going to do, both of you guys are on board with it, then yeah. You know.
With your boyfriend now being the assistant O-line coach, has it like seeing him, has it been easier?
So it's definitely been like a difference from when he used to play now to this. You know what I mean? Like when he used to play, yes, it was hectic and crazy, but this I feel like is 10 times. Like,
really?
You know what I mean? Like he's literally he wakes up at 8 o'clock, goes to a meeting. They have a meeting right away at 8 o'clock. Then they're out the day, like he's texting, recruiting, like all this other stuff. So like now it's just like, wow, like there's no time really, you know what I mean? And then like he has filming, they have practice on Tuesday and Thursday. So he does filming from Tuesday and Thursday, like they have to take care of that. So Saturday and Sunday is really like getting their film together for the, you know, for the boys and stuff. So it's definitely been like a big change, just from like when he used to play, because when he used to play, like it would just be like the study hall, the lifts and that, but like now it's just like all this extra, you know, like recruiting, you got the meetings with coaches, like they have about 4 or 5 meetings throughout the day, you know what I mean? So it's like when he gets back home, it's about like 8, 9, sometimes even later, just because he's always in the office now.
Being a student athlete, you know, is definitely a 7-day-a-week job. But being a coach, that's an 8-day-a-week job. You add an extra day if you got to, you know, and especially in recruiting now, it's, you know, especially recruiting here. You know, I talked to Tyler and Jalen about recruiting here. It's hard to recruit to get people to come here because of A, the small town, and B, you know, university athletics aren't really a big pull here anymore. You know,
you have to really put your like best front out there to really present the school as this big crazy school, you know, just so you could get people here, because I feel like a lot of people are from everywhere, bigger like places and stuff, so when they see this they're like, oh, like, you know, so you gotta like really be like, oh well, there's this and this. Really it's it's really not a whole lot.
we're not Ohio State or Michigan or Carolina or Duke. We're not even close to that.
Definitely not that.
So do you guys think that dating here at a smaller school, because everybody's athletes, do you think that makes it easier? Because most people are athletes, But then again, I think I know exactly what you guys are thinking. The smaller school, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody knows everybody.
I'd say for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can't keep. There's no secrets. Like,
Nope.
your business is out there, and that's like a thing that it is kind of hard because it's just like, you're not trying to keep like your relationship a secret, but it's just more of like a private, like, you guys want to do your own thing.
Yeah.
But it's like you have eyes on you all the time, and people talk. And the thing is that it's just like most of the time, like whatever people say goes. Like nobody even really questions it, or nobody even really thinks like, okay, like what's your credibility on this? Like it goes. So it's just kind of like you can't really have like your own like private moments because there's always somebody like either listening or like watching or something like that. Yeah. So then it's just kind of like it's just like I think it's just like the talking aspect. Like everybody is just like kind of like
everybody talks.
So.
I mean, it's like dating in Hollywood. I think it was Spider-Man. Oh my gosh, Tom Holland. He had said it when him and Zendaya had got caught. The picture emerged of them making out at a stoplight. He had made the comment that, it sucks you can't have those intimate moments with your significant other because it's either A, caught on camera, or someone's going to see, then it's caught on camera. And literally, we have cameras in our pockets all the time. You don't need a big old fancy camera to snap a picture of someone at a stop sign or stoplight, whatever it may be.
Right.
So I think that when it comes to dating at the small school like here, it's like the paparazzi's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood.
And then, too, like the simple fact, like, females and guys out here, like, they don't care.
They really don't.
They don't. So they're like kind of like all about themselves. They don't care what you got going on. They don't care. Like they're gonna try to step foot in. And like I would just use the term grimy, but I think that's a little harsh. But I'm just saying.
I mean, hey, like the shoe fits. I don't know what to say. But like, no, yeah, I completely agree with that too. Like. It's crazy how like we're in such a small place, but like people are not afraid to like to like, do anything crazy or to like just be wild. Like they don't care what you got going on. They don't care who you're with. Like if they want you or if they want who you're with, they're gonna go for them. So it's just kind of like
Now, both of you are from Albuquerque, right? Rio Rancho area, Albuquerque?
Yeah, Rio Rancho.
She is. I'm actually from here.
Oh, so you're from here. Okay, now this is something I did not know. Okay, so that next time maybe let me know that type of thing. Okay, please.
You knew.
I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I'd be surprised if I knew that.
Yeah.
So, we'll talk small town. I'm from a small town, middle of nowhere. Small town dating harder or small town college dating? Harder? Or like small college dating harder?
I would say, well, you know what? Like this is really like my first like real relationship. Like I've never dated anybody before.
Oh, okay.
So I would say like me, I was just the type that kind of, would talk to who I talked to and stuff, but I never really like dated anybody. So I really can't say like, oh, this was harder, this wasn't. But like I would say like dating in college, I don't know, I feel like it's just like you're in college, so you're kind of getting to see who everybody is. Like you want to see like you're just like you're making friends and stuff, but at the same time like you're also having fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think that like dating at a small college is just like everybody just kind of gets to everybody. So it's at the same time, like, it's just like do I really want to, like try to get to know this person, or do I really want to try to do this? Cause like, like we're said, talking. So
somebody knows something about somebody, you know what I'm saying?
So then it gets to you and then you might get the wrong ear of it, but it's still something that was said. So it's like, do I want to?
It's also the individual factor too. Like,
right.
You come here, your parents aren't here. No one's to no one's to tell you like, oh, you can't do this, you can't be with this person, anything, So it's like you get out of here like, and you're finding yourself too out here, along with getting to know other people. So I don't know. It's just college as a whole is just crazy, but if you can manage it.
Really quick, this just came across my notifications, and since I do normally talk about sports on this podcast, the Jets have acquired Aaron Rodgers. So that doesn't mean anything to you guys. To these guys, it will. So the point is, back to what we were talking about now. Your boyfriend, where's he from?
He's from Amarillo, Texas.
Okay, and yours?
He's from Huntington Beach, California.
Okay, so first off, two very different areas. California is a totally different area than Texas.
Yes.
Do you think that dating out of state from where the school is and where you guys are from, you're both from New Mexico,
Yeah.
Do you think that puts a little bit of a strain on there, or do you think it actually makes it? Because I know, granted, it's not really a whole long distance. You're gone for what, 2-3 months most?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you, obviously your relationship's a little newer, so you might not be able to answer this. You might, though.
So I would say, so when we first, started talking / dating, it was kind of like, the summer period.
Okay.
So, he had went back home. I was still here, obviously, but, at first it was really hard for me, just because I was like, oh, he's not here. Like, I was used to being with him every day, you know what I mean? So for him to like just kind of get up and go back home was kind of like, like I didn't personally like it, just because he's from Amarillo.
Yep.
Like, he knows all these people from there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, our relationship was fairly new, so it was like, like, bitches could still get at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like in my head, that's what I was thinking. But like, at the end of the day, it was like, he would always like, check in or be like, hey, like I'm at work, hey, I'm doing this, until finally I was like, hey, I'm gonna get you a job out here,
So
and you're gonna come back over here.
Communication is key.
So I would say like
100%.
communication is definitely key, especially like for long distance, I feel like. So just like for them, like they're really good at communicating. So I feel like now that they go back for summer, like I feel like their relationship would have no problem, because they're both really good communicators, you know what I mean? But communication is just like a crazy big key, I would say, just in like your partner. Like also like we had like an age difference, so he's older, like he was able to go to clubs, he's able to go do this, you know what I mean? So like in my head I'm like, damn, like he gets to go do all this, like and I can't. So it's like, what's going on? Like, what's, you know what I mean? Like, so at the time that's what I'm thinking. But like I said, at the end of the day, like I snagged him back over here.
So with playing your sport currently, I don't know. I know for baseball, this is how it works. I don't know about other sports. Summer baseball for us, a lot of guys have to go out of state for that. I personally this summer am going out of state. I'm going to Utah. I don't know what you guys do for volleyball. Do you guys play in the summer? Like you playing like maybe sand, little 2v2 deal?
You could for sure. I think like especially with volleyball, it is a lot harder to like train and condition in the summer, because like I mean, if you play basketball, you could just go to basketball hoop and get your shots up. But like with volleyball, like you need people to play with. You need to set up a net. You need a gym, or like just a net in general. So it's definitely like tougher to do that. Personally, I have like training and conditioning like set up for the summer. But I don't think I'll be going like out of state anywhere just to play volleyball. But I don't know. We'll see. But so far that's not what I had planned.
Do you think that with you guys being in the distance that you are, you're going to be in, not trying to like scare you or nothing, but just speaking in reality here.
Yeah.
You look at the distance and then you look at your training schedule too.
Yeah.
FaceTime is a great thing, but let me see how I'm trying to word this. How do you think your training is going to line up with the availability time to talk?
I mean, genuinely, if you really love someone, you'll make time for them. So obviously I'll have my things throughout the day, but I mean, like I said, like at the end of the night, like you could always come together and FaceTime, you could call, anything, like text. And then like again, like communication, you could just be like, hey, like I'm really tired for today, I don't know if I'm be able to FaceTime, or if just set up like, hey, let's FaceTime later tonight. So that's kind of just like a thing you could do. And I definitely think that like the distance is going to be hard, but it is like it's going to be not like nice because we're apart, but it's like we have like we're gonna have our different things going on, so then like when we do come back together again, like we'll have a lot to talk about and a lot to catch up on, and you really have like that like missing that person factor. So
Snapchat and text are huge like communicator or whatever messaging apps there are nowadays that you can use to communicate with each other throughout the day is huge for you guys.
Send TikToks throughout the day.
TikTok has like you see something, you're like, this is funny, and you just send it to that person. You're like,
I'm like, bro, this is so him. I'm like, and then I send like 8 more.
So all right, well, guess we'll start a riot real quick here. Girl best friends. Your thoughts on those?
Oh, that's just an automatic no.
Like, you can't have them.
Me personally, like, I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't know, like, there's other females who probably may have a different perspective on it, but me personally, that's just not happening. I'm sorry.
Are you?
I'm sorry.
Okay, let me ask this. So, are you okay with him having friends that are girls?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
okay
not
with
gonna
that.
like lose it because he's
No.
conversing with a female because they maybe work together or know each other somehow.
See, the old me would have been, like, going ballistic. Like, who the F is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I didn't know who it was.
Mhm.
But if I did know, like, like you used to work together or whatever, then,
Mhm.
like, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's like a thing too. Like, if they knew each other prior to us getting together,
Right.
100% that's fine. Like, who am I to say that you can't? You know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
But it's like, I don't know, like forming new friendships, like
Yeah.
while we're together. That was a little weird.
It's a big no.
Yeah, but
Big no.
I don't
So
know.
even
Yeah.
if he has the girl best friend prior to you,
Yeah.
you're okay with that? No.
Yeah, I'm fine with that because I really can't. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna keep an eye on it and I'm gonna make sure like nothing crazy is going on. But like, if they're like a family friend or
Mhm.
kind of thing like that, like, of course that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, and I saw a TikTok the other day. It was Matt. I think it's Rife is how you say his last name.
Oh, the
The
comedian.
comedian.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was talking about girl and guy best friends.
Mhm.
You do not have a guy best friend. That is not a thing. He is trying. He's working an angle. He always is. I'm telling you.
I
He
mean,
always is
okay,
working an angle.
that one was like something I just like recently had to learn was having guy best friends because I've always had guy friends.
Yep.
Like when I was younger I used to get bullied by girls a lot. So like I didn't have that many like
Right.
friends who were girls.
Mhm.
So and like growing up too, like with my brother and like my uncle is very young too. He's only like 3 years older than my brother, which is 6 years older than me. So like with his friends too and like hanging out with him, that's like really all I had around,
Mhm.
So like I kind of had to like come to like a conclusion with that because like I obviously I really care about my boyfriend and I don't want to ever make him feel like there's something else going on or
Right.
like have him be uncomfortable with the situation. And I think in like my eyes, like it wasn't worth like me trying to like keep these streaks with like guys back home or something like that, over him.
Mhm.
So that was just kind of something that like I had to understand, especially because I hadn't seen it that way. Like
Mhm.
I'd only had one point of view of like having like guy best friends, and then like with me, like I would always like set boundaries. Like everybody knew like what we were just friends. Like it was just that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
Right.
it was something I had to learn and something we got through. But I understand it now, 100%. So
Yeah.
So with that, is there a certain level of trust between you and the boyfriend, or is it you just don't trust the girl?
I don't know. I feel like nowadays, because I trust him, you know what I mean? I trust him. But I just feel like I said earlier, like girls are grimy. Like they don't care. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So they don't care to just step in and, throw a little flirting or this and that. Like they don't care. So it's like, especially like in today's generation, I feel like too, it's just like people could be all about themselves, you know what I mean, and just disregard the other party's feelings, if that makes sense. So I just feel like it's nothing that has to do with trust, like for me anyways, or like our particular relationship, because I do trust him. It's just like I always tell him to, it's not that I don't trust you, I just don't trust other females. Like I just don't trust, you know what I mean? Like for instance, he went on this trip to Mexico. He was with all his guy friends. And I remember I was always telling her like every day, like, like I'm nervous, like he's gonna be with the boys, like, like guys can also be like, they don't care, majority of his friend group were single. So I feel like they want their boy to be single so they could just go out and have a grand old time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, I would always be like, it's not that I don't trust you, it's just like, one, I don't really trust the boys. They're all single. They get to do what they want. But at the same time, like females too, you know what I mean? Like they don't care either. So
I agree with her too. Like you trust them 100%, but it's just like other people, like they want something, they'll go for it. So you just have to watch out for that.
So, okay, let me ask about this. Exes. Are you, how are your feelings towards, I mean, let me ask this first before we talk about the whole ex situation. Do you guys talk about your exes with your boyfriends? Like, I feel like that's something that probably should be talked about because that is part of your past. That's who
Right.
you are today.
Yeah.
How you might feel about a certain situation is based off your past relationship
Right.
experiences.
Yeah.
Or for some people, lack of.
Right. So for me, do you want to go?
No, you go.
Okay. So for me, I remember like the jump, like I really, really liked him. So I mean, like I said, I grew up here. So my junior year, I started coming to school here. I did like dual credit. So, you know, I was getting to know faces, I was getting to know people, whatever. So like I definitely had a crazy past before I met him. You know what I mean? So the one thing that I like made sure to do was like let him know about everything I'd ever done, like, you know, this, that, and the third, you know what I mean? So I made sure to let him know about that. We did talk about exes, stuff like that. But like I said, I never had an ex. Like there was people that I, you know, talked to in that. But like right now thinking of it, like I wouldn't really claim them because we don't got to do that. But
I mean, it is something that happened, whether it was a mistake or not.
Right,
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
No, yeah. But like we had the conversation too because he had an ex, so we had, you know, conversation of you know, like he let me know whatever happened there, and that's kind of it. You know, it was just like a hey, this was this, and that was about it. But I was like very openly to let him know like everything that had happened prior to me being with him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I think that they're really good at that too. Like they talk about, you know, their past, and you know, it's very open communication with them too. I'd say my situation is a little bit different because my ex currently goes to the same school. So like, you know, you'll see him around, but it, you know, he knows about everything, and like he knows about who I was talking to prior as well. So like, you know, that's just kind of thing. I don't really know about like his exes because like I'm not really the type of person to ask because like I don't care. Like you're with me now. I don't care about like what happened in the past or anything. Like you're with me now. So it's like I don't really care about that. But yeah, I mean like for him, I guess it's like a question like to ask him, especially because like, you know, this is like my ex still around. But
might have to get him on the podcast sometime. I think Kendall just got a little flustered. We're gonna go on to the next topic. We're gonna go on to the next topic of exes deal. So with the whole ex situation, are you okay with them talking to their ex if it's just
fuck no. I'm sorry.
James, what?
I'm just asking some people.
James, what?
Hey, I just want to put it out there.
Real
Some
question,
people-
if you had a girlfriend, would you like her talking to her ex?
You know, it would depend on the situation. It would
Whatever. No,
it really would. It really would depend on the situation for me.
Okay,
I'm not
what's
gonna lie
your-
about
What
it.
do y'all need to talk about? Like, as in, like,
Well, I mean, it
you know?
depends on like how long did you know that person prior to you dating? Did you know them from childhood? Because if they're a childhood friend, y'all started dating, man, they know a lot about you that, you know.
I'm hearing you, but I'm still not going for it. So I'll let you know that. I'm hearing you, but I'm just not going for it.
No.
I'm sorry.
I hear you, but no.
As
So,
long as
like,
you're hearing me out about it, then we chilling.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some exes that it's like, bro, do not be. There's a whole lot of none of that. That can go out the window. Like a whole lot of none of that. I understand that too. But, I mean, yeah. I just had to ask. I figured it was a no. But some people are like, yeah, it's fine. It's like.
Okay, well, what's the situation where you'd be okay with it?
Yeah.
If it was like a childhood friend.
Okay.
Like if you grew up with that person and like y'all knew each other from middle school to high school or, you know, elementary school, whatever the situation may be. And then y'all dated in high school or maybe dated your first year of college. I'm totally cool with that.
Really?
Because, yeah, you grew up with that person. That's a friend.
What if, like, you go over to your girlfriend's for, like, Christmas or something like that, you're spending time with her, then her ex, the childhood friend, like, comes over and he's like, man, I miss you so much, like, picking her up, swinging her around.
What are you,
you know?
what do you have to say about that?
I mean, I would, you know, I'd want to talk about it. But I don't think, personally, I would be upset about it.
Okay.
Honestly. I mean, but then again, I'm a guy that's like, do what you do. But like you go, you know, there will be a time where you got to pick.
Right.
And it's like,
Oh, okay.
So you're basically okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes me a toxic person or not. I don't know
Right.
what
No,
that
I
makes
don't think
me.
it's. I don't think it's toxic.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
think it's
different.
toxic.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
like a different mindset, I think, to
Mhm.
it.
What if, let's just ask the what ifs for you in this situation. Your boyfriend gets a coaching job offer elsewhere.
Right.
It's a better job, better pay, better, situation for him. And, you got something going on here. Are you going to force him to pick you or the job? Or are you going to be like, you go get that job, I'll make, you guys, I'm not saying like you follow him, like that's what you're going to do. But
Right.
like, I know in the sports industry specifically, that's the one thing about like, you notice with, I feel like relationships, if somebody is a high school sweetheart, man, you done did it. Maybe you went to the same school, but if they're in another situation, like they got to go elsewhere because the situation's better. How are you approaching that?
So, we've talked about this
Mm-hmm.
before. I'm about to finish school. I don't really know what I want to do with my
Mm-hmm.
degree yet, but this has been a question that's came up from like the both of us. He's told me like if he gets somewhere else, like I'm going with him automatically.
Okay.
So it's something that's like been talked about, and I mean like regardless of whatever, like even if I was still helping with volleyball here, like I would be okay with him going and like doing what's best for him. Like at the end of the day, I want what's best for him. You know what I mean? Like I want him to be the best he can be. So regardless, like, yes, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I feel like we're getting older. So it's something that I'd have to support regardless. You know what I mean? Even though if it's not the best situation for us. But I just feel like I said, like this is like something we've talked about. And like we just said, like, I'll go with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm going to do, like, particularly. But, I mean, like, if I go with you, I could find something to do. You know what I mean? Whether it be something with my degree or just something else, like, in general,
Yeah.
So,
as a friend, too, I'd want that for her. Like, I'd want her to be able to be somewhere where she could be happy and have, like, everybody, So
now, with the whole kind of carrying off of that, athlete wise, the transfer portal is a big thing.
Yeah.
If, maybe for you, I know a lot of times when they enter the transfer portal, sometimes it's the situation's not right for them or even coaching staff changes.
Yeah.
Say the coaching staff was to change for your sport or his sport. I don't think here football is going to have a change anytime soon because we just got a new head coach. But you never know what could happen. If the coaching staff was to change and he was going to get in the portal, if he had to go elsewhere, how would you approach it?
That's also something I've thought about because I've noticed he's very good at his sport. So it's not, it wouldn't be an unheard of thing that like if somebody decides to like pick him up or and
poaching's a big thing in the with the transfer portal now. Hey, guy goes off on you in a game or he's been going off for a few games, comes to play, you guys goes off. It's not uncommon for the coaches to go, hey man, hey.
Yeah.
Here's the situation, man. Like you can come over here. Like it's happened. I watched it happen last year a couple times.
Yeah.
When I was at the post grad, guy was going off. We're watching these two teams play, and at the end of the game, the other coach, sure as shit, 3 days later, he's in the portal and he's already left. So
it's a very common thing.
So the poaching is a common thing. But how would you approach, if he was to transfer, go elsewhere?
I mean, obviously, like I know how much time and effort he puts into football and how much like time like he's taken throughout his life, just playing football game after football game, training, conditioning, practice, like everything. So for me, like I'd want him to be able to play at the highest level he can, and I'd want him to be able to be like noticed for his talent and for his like hard work and effort, So I'd 100% tell him like, yeah, go, like, do what you need to do, get like your opportunities. And like, again, like I said, like you'll make time for that person. So whether it's I come see him, he come see me, or, during breaks, like we spend time together, like that's just like really what it is. So I'd want him to,
So
live out his
you'd be in full
dreams.
support.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was kind of the question that I was getting
Yeah.
at was how much support would you be giving to that? Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks they're not here every day like they are, probably right now, or and some people are, dating people that are getting ready to graduate, and it's like, I always wondered, like, dating someone older.
Yeah, that's like my situation
Yeah.
now.
So he is older.
Yeah, so we have a 3-year age gap, I think it is.
Okay.
So yeah, he is a junior, I want to say, and I'm a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
So like I still have all these years, and like, he could graduate, and like that's something we've also talked about too. But I mean, like, that's just life. I mean, we can't change it.
You can't slow it down.
So but yeah, like, again, just communication and being able to just, I don't know, spend as much time as you can. So it's kind of like that thing.
So I'm going to open the floor up. Is there anything else that I did not talk about that you guys want to talk about in regards to relationships, or even any topic, I guess? Because we got a little bit of time. We could do it. But if you guys feel good, then we can shut this thing down. It's up to y'all.
What do you think? Do you have anything?
Not really.
No?
Yeah.
Y'all are good?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do, we'll end it. Usually I end it with rapid fire.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to lie to you. I got no rapid fire questions for dating. Because I can't even date myself. So can't figure that whole thing out. That's another time. Let's just ask this question. What was the quickest way that these two guys that you're with got to your heart? What was the one thing they did that got to you guys?
Ooh.
Oh.
Ew, now I'm all like,
I know, now I'm like,
I don't know. If you can't answer it, say so.
Oh, no, I definitely can. So for me, like, my biggest thing with Trajan was, it's like he knew the type of past I had, right?
Mm-hmm.
And prior, like, it would be other guys that would just like not want to talk to me because they knew of, like, my past. And Trajan was like very open, like he was very, like, he wanted to get to know the real me. He didn't want to listen to what everybody else had to say. He wanted to get to know the real me, and he obviously loved it, because look.
Look at it now. Look at it now. Looking all smiley up there like, hey.
Look at us now, you know what I mean? So I feel like that was just like the one big thing that, like, to this day I'm just like so grateful for, because one, like, he's a great guy. Like, I would have never pictured myself being with somebody so amazing like him, you know what I mean? And so the fact that he, like, gave me that opportunity and just kind of like saw me for me was just like something that I was just like, yeah,
this works. I can work with this.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, that's cute. So for me, like, I'm a big, like, conversation kind of girl. So it's like literally like the first conversation we had, like, it kind of just, oh God, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but like it literally just like felt like it was just like us two in the world, like it felt like, I could talk to him for hours, and I just like, I could already tell that he's just like a very caring person and very like considerate, and like, I mean, he still to this day proves to me that he's a very considerate, caring, kind person. And so like, I don't know, like that to me, because that's normally how I tend to be with like people I love. Like, I'm very caring, and I do a lot for the people who I love. And Ronda does. She's the exact same way. That's why we're friends. Like, she's the exact same way.
We're not friends. We're best
friends.
Okay.
Honestly, we best friends. So like, let's just put that out there. But
no, like, say you want your other friends to hear that we're best friends.
Shut up, bro. Literally, I can't have any other friends. I can't even bring anybody else up because she's like, oh, like we have new friends now. But you can haha kiki on FaceTime with your friends. Whatever. I don't
Man, their lingo, I'm telling you guys. We didn't even explain how the three of us know each other.
We did.
Well, I don't even know. Like, oh wait,
it was weird because like,
how did we?
Basketball.
Yeah.
I guess it was basketball.
You guys were working the book for basketball.
Yeah.
I had literally got thrown into a fire pit of becoming the public address announcer for basketball. And half the time I'd be making jokes. Ronda don't be hearing me. She just
But she be zoning out.
I just always zone out. Like,
It's like, yeah,
Ronda,
oh,
Ronda,
that's
this
another
person
word.
scored. Oh, okay. Like,
like,
she just,
wait, what?
But
Ronda,
really,
what?
I think the first time, like, I really had spoken a lot to you. Like, you guys have passed by, hey, Jace, how you doing type of deal.
Mhm.
But I think it was Thanksgiving that we worked together.
Oh, me and you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she
I
was
wasn't
gone, so like,
here.
and I'm
She
only
was-
like 2
yeah,
hours
she was
away,
out of
so I was
town.
taking trips.
Yeah, she was out of town. I'd come
Mhm.
back I actually had stayed here for Thanksgiving. We had basketball, and you had to run book for both teams.
Yeah.
But I kept making, like, side remarks during the game. Like,
Yeah, they were literally
let
killing
me tell you
I was
something.
like,
I have
what's
to make
going
sure
on?
that mic is off, because if that goes over the public address, Jay's going to lose his job.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay's going to lose his
A lot
job
of the things you said, like you'd be fired on the spot.
on the
so-
spot. And to my employers that hear that,
Oh, oops.
I didn't really think that part through, but that's okay. Don't listen to a word we just said. But, like, you know, I would make the side remarks, and normally Ronda be zoned out. She don't be listening to me. But you was hearing it, and you was laughing. So I think right after that, right after Thanksgiving, that's when the three of us really kind of had become friends and started talking more often.
Yeah,
we got pretty close, especially because like we would go from like we would have like baseball or softball, and then literally go right into basketball.
Yeah,
after.
there for a while it was.
Yeah.
We were working, and you too, because you were working concession. We're working 3 sporting events, maybe even 4 a day.
Yep.
I know there was one time in February we worked doubleheader baseball.
And
Turned around, had to work the 2 basketball games doubleheader.
Yeah,
right
2
back
basketball
after.
games right after that.
Man, I got paid a lot that day.
Yeah, that
but
was a
God,
long
that was crazy.
day. Yeah. So that was just the thing. Like we spend a lot of time together, like
Through
with
our
this,
jobs.
with this job. So
And this conversation that we had about relationships is a normal conversation, just PG.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's actually
It really
very
is,
true.
because
That's
we
actually
low
very
key
true.
be like spilling the beans a little bit.
Yeah.
These are our little friends too.
This is like what we do, like you know, when we're working, but without the mics,
Without the
cameras,
mics,
like
cameras, everything
like,
around. This is
Yeah.
still how like we interact with each other.
Right.
Just on, this on a normal daily basis. So.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I think that's all we got for today. Thank you,
Yeah.
ladies, for coming on. We're gonna
course.
have now. We're gonna do the whole like. Here's what's coming up next. Coming up next Friday, I'm going to be speaking with Isaiah Johnson and Kyle. K's are hard.
Who's Kyle?
Kyle Anderson.
I don't know who that is.
He attends Metro. He's been on the YouTube a couple times.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
but we're going to talk NFL draft. The draft has just happened or will happen on Thursday. We'll talk Friday on the draft. And then following that, Gage Guardiola will be joining me along with, actually the week before Gage on Monday. We got the gala. You guys get your gala outfits? Yeah.
We do.
Get your gala
I saw
outfits?
his suit. Remember,
Suit
because
looks
he
good.
showed,
Oh,
I have it
show
on.
us.
I
the blues,
Yeah, I
right?
have
Yeah.
a picture of it on.
Okay.
Mhm.
So show them right now.
Well, they'll see it. Don't you worry. They'll see it. You will see it. I promise. You will see it. But that following week, on that next Monday, when we come back for Hammer Time on Monday, the normal days, Nasa Mungia and Jessica
Cute.
Espinoza.
Oh,
They'll
we
be on
love
here.
them.
Yes.
So they'll be on here. We'll get them on here. And
That's gonna be funny, bro.
I
That's
bet
gonna
it
be
is.
so
That
funny.
is.
my problem that I'm going to have is they're going to start talking
Talking
Spanish.
Spanish?
And I'm wait,
You'll be like,
I don't know what you just said.
Sí o no, sí o no. No me entiendo, no me entiendo.